Hey guys, and welcome to another episode. On this episode, I'll be talking about the Fitness Biz 101 strategies for building a profitable fitness business. That's a mouthful. Well, today was really nice as well. Before I dive into this podcast, today was really nice because we launched a other podcast which helps to showcase fitness professionals and their skill sets and helping them be more aware, or more people to be aware of them and their services so they could impact more people's life, transform more people's life with what they do. So that was really nice. Today we had a wonderful young lady who talked about prenatal and postnatal. So that was really impactful, powerful, and I'm continue doing that for fitness and wellness professionals, giving them a platform to get their voice heard. So with that said, I'm diving into today's podcast because what we're going to talk about is I'll be discussing different strategies and principles that I believe you should have in place. I'm talking about basic 101 when it comes to building a profitable fitness wellness business. So I remember when I first started many moons ago, I started first in as a martial arts instructor when I was in my teenage years. And that was fun and dandy. So I was doing more group training kind of session, I should say. And I moved from there to kind of, I should say, both. I was doing also like soccer coaching with my coach and doing the fitness part of it because they know I was into fitness. So I had that responsibility to help train my other colleagues. And it was fun. It was all a learning process all through my teens, getting my hands wet with coaching people into health and fitness. I should say health, because fitness is health, wellness, everything tied up in one. And just looking back at all of that, I just enjoy it. When I step out of that and I take it a little more, I should say at that time, professional by getting a certification and all this stuff. Back then, you didn't need no certification to start training. Since you know the know-how and somebody could oblige for you, you were you were golden. But I wanted to take it a little further. Back in the 90s, certification, having a personal training certification, most of the time you do it not to work in a gym per se, but you use it to get private clients, because at that time the private clients was paying personal trainers well into the six figures. That was in the 90s and early 2000s. I can remember that like yesterday. However, while I got mines and some of my friends I knew at the time, they went straight into entrepreneurship. I took the next route and I went and get hired at Bally's gym. Went in as a personal trainer, then I end up doing sales and membership. And then they gave me that opportunity to do both sales and membership and personal training. So that was my background, and I'm just telling you the story to get to the point is all of the stuff that I went through, even when I left, there's many things was unclear when it comes to me as a fitness professional. And one of the biggest things that I didn't get taught into the big box gym or elsewhere was niche or niche, however you want to pronounce it. Because when I was there, I'll sign up someone who is 21 and train them. And I may have an older man, he was in his 80s, and train him as well. And whoever was willing to pay me, I train. Even when I come out of the big box gym, I had that same mentality in mind. It's who pays, I train. Who pays, I coach. But over time, I just get to realize by trial and error, there was not everybody I enjoy training. Some clients, I just didn't want to get out of my bed to train them at all. At all. Just thinking about the name, I'm like, oh, shucks. Why did I take this person's money? And when I discovered that and I was feeling that feeling, I started to say, I need to find out who I enjoy. All of that time, I didn't know they call it niche and stuff. I wasn't thinking about it like that. I was just thinking, I need to find out who I enjoy training. Who's my ideal clients? And to me, for any fitness professional, either you be a nutrition coach, some wellness practitioner, having a clear understanding of your niche is vitally important. Identifying who you enjoy, who you love. Or I should say, let me go back a little. When you get up in the morning and you go to work or put on your Zoom and train your people or coach your people, you should have a joy in your heart to meet Susan or Mike, because you know they like you and you like them, and it's a good vibes, good energy, and you could have that, I should say, quest to make sure they're getting the best health as possible, not just because of the money. I hope that makes sense. So discovering your niche and understanding who you enjoy, I think is fundamentals. Fitness Biz 101. What's your niche? So what I would like you to do is this. Take some form of pen and paper, if you still do that, or write it in your phone and write down right now. Take a moment and write down, who do you enjoy coaching, training? Who do you enjoy? Picture in your head, who could be that ideal client? Is it mummies? Either pregnant ladies, someone who's pregnant before and after pregnancy? That could be your thing. Okay, what about you just enjoy young athletes who want to get better athletic performance? That could be your thing, because that was my thing once upon a time. I used to love training athletes, and anyone from who do martial arts to swimming, basketball, golf, tennis. I used to enjoy that, and I just wanted to help them get better in their performance and come back with good news. It could be helping people to lose weight or gain weight, but be clear about who. Even the age group, be clear on that. And when you start to get clear on that, you will start to understand them better. And when you talk to them, you'll understand their pain, and you understand how you could solve their pain fast. And when you start to talk and your messaging, you describing their pain better than the thoughts they have in their head, they know you are the go-to to get them where they need to get to. So think about it. Having a clear niche is vitally important. So I hope you wrote that down. I hope you took a moment to just be clear on who is your niche. Okay. After getting clear on that, I always say is creating a compelling brand. I know that's a big topic, and many people think because they might be solopreneurs, they don't have much money like the Coca-Colas of the world to invest in branding themselves. But I could tell you this. You could bootstrap a branding campaign around you so well that you become the talk of the town in less than 90 days. And I'll try to break it down to you and share a little insight. Back in the days, I'm talking about way back in the days, my strategy was just flood the market, flood the gate. So I make sure I put flyers in all the Sunday newspapers. I make sure my flyers was in every door handle in the neighborhood and the nearby neighborhoods. I was all over the place. So anytime they think about fitness, they was thinking about me. That is sense is advertisement or marketing, but at the same time was branding because I had certain brand colors and font sizes. And the way I put the text I speak, or I put the text the way I speak. So it was more of a slangish Brooklyn Island thing. And that worked for me. It works like crazy for me. Let's take it back and let's bring it forward now. Now you could use social media to create a quick brand awareness around you. In 30 days, there will be thousands of people who know your name who never knew you before and know exactly your skill set and what you're good in. But to add to that, what I always say is have a clear identity of who you are first. When I say, let me explain identity. When I first started it off, when I was young, and then going into when I turned 19, I started to grow my hair with dreadlocks, and that my identity changed. I started to embrace my culture, which is Caribbean based, and I started to do a lot of Caribbean things, dreadlocks, and yeah, I have a little slang like, yeah, man, how things going, man? And people identify me uniquely for who I look, how I look, and who I was, and how I speak. And just myself, I was branding myself and my service around me. So first, I was selling myself. So the brand was me. My business was me. And that's how you may have to approach it for now until it became extremely big. But first, people buy people. They don't buy products or service. They buy you. So by you identifying who you are clearly, and nothing is wrong in being yourself. More you be yourself is much more people attracted to your personality. So using, understanding, and identifying who you are, your little quirks or your little uniqueness about you will be that thing to create brand awareness. I also say is have a clear mission. Mission is vital. And when people know your mission with who you are, people love that and get attracted to it. For example, I know one girl, she's a Christian personal trainer, and she have a mission is to help a lot of Christian women, empower Christian women to get fit and healthy so they'll be able to serve the God better. And a percent of her proceeding goes back into women ministry to empower women. Wow. She got all the Christian women on her boat sailing into the sunset. She had a mission. She had a clear identity, who she was. She was a Christian personal trainer. So using these simple stuff helps to create a brand around yourself. Also, I say is have clear values. Like the girl, she had pure Christian values that resonate the way she dress, the way she carry about herself, the way she treat others. Her value was clear. And using all of that, create a brand voice, I call it. And her brand voice was able to attract people from near and far. So that little scenario I gave you, a story I gave you, see how you could check out yourself and how you could create a clear brand awareness around you first, and in return to help attract more people to you. Diving into the third is having clear marketing and advertisement roadmap. That should be a clear thing. Most of the times, personal trainers, nutrition coaches, even small studios and gym owners struggle the most in getting people into your door. And 101 is learning how to get people into your door. That is 101. If you cannot bring people into your door, you're screwed. You may not have to be the best salesperson in the world, but you should be able to bring people into your door. Because clients is the blood of the business. Without clients, you have no business. You could just see what happened during COVID when doors closed and nobody had a different approach to train clients. They had no business. Understand that clients is the lifeblood of all businesses. So marketing and advertisement is key. Having a clear roadmap of how to get those clients in should be one of the top 3 things on your list for you to have a profitable fitness business. There's many ways you can market your business nowadays. They still have print media and they still have, they like those old classic ways. But outside of print media, the internet, you could utilize it to get people, and all it takes is your time. That is content marketing. Content marketing is in a nutshell is you create content answering the people's problem in advance. So somebody may be typing up, could water help me lose weight? And you may find there's 300,000 people asking similar question. They wording it a little different, but it's the same question. You could now say, hey, let me show you 5 easy ways you can lose weight by drinking water. Or 5 effects that water does on weight loss. Or here's a cool tips. How much water do you need to drink to lose 5 pounds? Whatever it might be. Because I'm talking from my head now. But you answering the prospect problem in advance, they will know who you are. They'll try it out, and then when they see results, they'll trust you. They will fall in love with you because they'll say, this is the person I was looking for. Then they will start to come into your world and they'll binge everything you put out there. And then they buy. Yeah. So content creation is for the long haul. It brings in people years and years after you put it out. Sometimes 6-7 years after you put it out, you're still reaping a lot of profit from old content that you put out many years ago. Online marketing, especially the pay to play kind of route, the PPC route, is just paying for speed. You give the social media and the search engines your criteria or your niche, who you're looking for. They'll find it, bring it to you. So you pay for speed. That's the cool thing about advertisement on these big channels, because you could be up and running in a matter of days. By the end of 7 days, you could have more than 10 to 20 clients. I'm talking about not prospects, clients who bought your stuff. And that's why I love ads. It works all the time. And I also love content creation as well, because it works as well. It helps you to demonstrate who you are so people can know who you are, trust you, and buy from you as well. The other form of effective marketing and advertisement that is underlooked or overlooked, depending on how you want to say it, it's creating partnership with local businesses. I stress on this a lot because it helped me a lot in the beginning, and it still helped me up to this day, because these partnerships, it goes a long way. These people, these business owners spread the word even to other business owners. And you end up building multiple partnerships with multiple business owners, and you become a little local celebrity amongst these business owners and their clients. And that's really, really cool, because you will have a surplus of prospects coming in every single day without you really breaking the bank on advertisement with other mediums. Consider that. Look into that. Write out some strategies of who could be your potential clients that you may love and enjoy. I'm talking about business. I shouldn't have called them clients. I should say partnerships. Who could be your partners out there? Is it the local pizzeria or the local shoe store? Who could be that partnership? Is it the local, I don't know, restaurant? Choose which one could be and approach them. Go and buy this stuff. I always say buy the stuff first. Try to become a familiar face in the store. Ask to talk to the manager. Chat. Tell him you love this stuff. Tell him what you do. Come back again and then chat with him. And every time you see, your face. And then pitch them. Tell them, hey, this is what I have in mind. I would love to create a partnership with you and see how I could bring my clients into your store, and you could give them a discount, and vice versa. You could get some of your clients coming to my business, and it's a win-win. And they don't say no. They don't. I never got a no yet. So look into that. It's a cool way to actually start getting people into your door. Let's dive into the next one. Next point. It's client acquisition and retention. Most of the times, in the past, I never really calculate how much it cost me to get a client into my door. I was just happy for them to pay, and that was it. But when I started to look how much it costs to acquire a client, now I understand how much I may need to invest to get what I truly wanted. Also, what I discover is when I acquire the client, how long does the client stay? And what point do they drop off? And when I realized there was a drop-off point, I knew I had to fix that drop-off point and how I retain the clients to want to stay for longer duration of time. And if you could just figure out that, your profit margin will skyrocket. Because if every month you get 10 people, first month 10, second month you'll have 20, third month you'll have 30, fourth month you'll have 40, and so on. And you'll just be multiplying. But if every month 5 is dropping off, it's a constant battle to try to make ends meet. So retention and understanding retention acquisition will help you be much more profitable. And there are different ways you could retain clients, and one of the key one that I like, and it's pure old school and still effective today, which is create some form of referral program. That referral program, I usually do it from point of sale. From the time they sign up, I give them something. I say, hey, I would love if you could write down on this piece of paper at least 5 of your friends who might be interested in this as well. And in return, I give you this. What I also do is I tell them, hey, could you do me a next favor? Could you tell those 5 friends that they should expect a call from me, where I'll invite them down to come and do X, Y, Z. And you could say whatever that X, Y, Z could be. But I'm just giving you some of my old verbiage I used to use a lot back then. I tweak it over the years, but it's that simple. So having some kind of referral program can help maximize profitability. I create also a loyalty program. For the people who are loyal, they get stuff. They get a lot of stuff. And it could be at the end of the year, I give them gifts and most of the time vouchers to get clothes and different things. I make sure I am loyal to them as much as they're loyal to me. I also give away for the top 3 people who transform their body, they get a vacation. A weekend in usually Mexico or somewhere in the Caribbean. They could go and all the expenses paid on me. And I give back to them. And those loyalty keep the people. They want to win it. They want to be part of it. They love it. Christmas time, the holidays time, between between, I should say, Thanksgiving to the end of the year, I give away a ton of gifts. Give a lot of gifts, all from Hanukkah, Christmas, I just give away a ton of gifts to my clients as appreciation, and I love them. I appreciate their business, and I want to continue doing business with them. And so far, my retention is in the 90s in percent of people who stay with me. Some people move, and that's understandable. But for the people who live in locally, they stay. And for the ones online, they just love me like cook food. I enjoy them a lot as well. To understand, it's very easy to maximize profitability by understanding how much it costs to acquire, and just understanding, okay, from then, how could I retain these prospects or new clients for the long haul? There's many more strategies you could add into this, but I hope that you was able to start to see clear ideas how easy it is to make your business profitable. A point that is affecting most business is pricing and packaging your service. We could talk about this till the cow jump over the moon, because many small businesses fail at this point at pricing and packaging the service. Let's dive in. To me, pricing is critical, because if you price yourself wrong, you will fail. Crash and burn. If you price yourself right, you'll have more than you could actually handle. But pricing is the key. And the same token, the way you package a service, if your package is wrong, people wouldn't want to buy as much. But if your package is right, you wouldn't have them on your shelf at all. You will need more help to supply the needs. Most of the times, how I go about pricing. First, I understand my niche or niche. And within that niche, I understand who they are. So if I'm dealing with, for example, moms, right? Newborn moms. Then I deal with inner city moms who might be middle class, right? So I know the middle class mom might be bringing in $60,000 for the year. So I understand the money they're bringing in, and I know the cost of living average for inner city mom with 2 kids. I understand that. So now, because of that, I would price it accordingly, that I know is something that they could afford, and I could still be able to make a living from at the same time. Now look at that same scenario, and let's say affluent moms who may live uptown, or in some parts of the world it might be downtown, in the established neighborhoods, I should say. Those moms, you price yourself different. Your whole service will be different. You're catering to them on a different level. Some people could afford beer. Some people could afford champagne. So for the ones who could afford the champagne, the price will be champagne. You price yourself accordingly for your niche and their markets. Understanding that the service has to step up just a little bit more polish. I think all should be polished, but you have to understand the needs of both parties. So in a nutshell, that's what I consider or take in consideration when pricing. On top of that, I always say when you're pricing, you should also have bundle offers with it. For example, so people who get, let's say, the ultimate bundle, that's 1 year of fitness training, plus they get a personal nutrition coach to be with them as well throughout the entire year. Plus, they may get X, Y, and Z as well. So you have a nice bundle that is unique to you on your offer, on your service, that is appealing to the prospect who now will become your client. I also say to add to that is create a lot of perceived value for your offer before you even price it. So if you're selling something that costs $100, in the prospect mind, the value is supposed to be 10 times that amount. So the value of what you're selling should be $1,000. So when they see your offer, they love it, and they see the price now, it's a no-brainer. They will buy your service. So you stand to see ideas and hearing ideas today, how easy it is for your business to be profitable as well. As well. Let's add to that now. There's more we could add to that. Operations and systems. For most fitness professionals, they struggle with the time. They sometimes double book and have a lot of drama from time to time. Not everybody does it, but it happens a lot. So having some form of client, I should say, some CRM system, which is to help with your client management, and even for staff, if you do have a small gym studio or some small practice to just manage the staff better and clients better, you should have a good system in place to help do that. And then to add to that, the system or multiple systems should be able to automate many processes. The email, the follow-ups, the chat on social media should have some form of automation to answer all frequently asked questions and much, much more. Because now with the birth of AI, they could do much more than you think. So understanding that having systems in place and processes in your operation will help you be much more profitable. There's much more than just automation. It's having key processes in place, the way the business run, the way the sales is handled, everything and more. But having system in place and processes in place will help you be much more profitable. And if it's something you want to really dive into, I'd love to expound on that topic, because that alone is like a whole week or 2 weeks course by itself. If it's something you're interested in, please feel free, reach out to me, leave some comments, and I will look into that. Last but not least is scaling and expanding. When I started, and I was still doing solo, dolo, training people one-on-one, doing nutrition coach on top of that, and I started to get the hang of how marketing works, how to get clients into my world, I still was extremely greedy because I didn't know how long my clients would have stayed. And so I was always trying to sell and sell more. Always. Until it come to a point I was being burnt out. I just couldn't train much again. Everybody's coming to one facility and I didn't put any gaps in between. As it's done, I jumped to the next one. So I may do 15 clients a day, sometime even more than that. That's how crazy it was. And I was burning myself out silly because I was sleeping 3 to 4 hours a day. Unhealthy. And I was teaching health. So I knew I had to do something about it. So I said I needed to upscale my business. I need to step up. So I started to hire fitness professionals, other coaches, to come and leverage my business. They didn't have to sell. All they need to do is service my clients. So now I was able to make more money, impacting more people's life, and employ other people as well. So that time will come for most of you if you choose to get to that point. But you could upskill in many different ways. That was in the one-on-one approach. online, if you're doing group sessions, the sky's the limit. You could take on as much people as you want, actually. How much people do you want? You could train 500, 1,500, 15,000. It'll be up to you. But with online now, doing it that way, you still have more leverage because it's one to many. And that's the cool thing if you're doing group session approaches. Last but not least, for you to be extremely profitable in today's market, you have to be up to the times. You have to be either understanding trends and being in front when the trends come out, or you might end up being those gyms, those facilities, those nutrition coaches who end up fading in the background and wither away. The goal is to see the trends, stay ahead of the curve with the information, so you could always be on the cutting edge. It will be appealing to your clients. They will appreciate it a lot. They will even bring in more people for you being on top of the spear when it comes to trends and what's new in the market. And also it could help them to accelerate their health goals as well. So trends is vitally important. And for me, that was one of the things I always was struggling with. It was the trends, because I was always thinking just about the money and selling. But the trends helped me out a lot with everything from gadgets, like I have this scale that could spin around you and scan your body and tell all what's going on. That was trendy. Getting that in the facility, everybody wanted to jump on it and try it out themselves and get the readout and the analytical printout of what's going on with the body mass, etc. So those simple trends like that was able to keep clients. Cryo or going in a freezer and freezing yourself for 5 minutes was a thing. So I got one for the facility, and it created more business that I didn't thought would create. And just being on top of the spear of what's new in the market and what is trending could help you always be or identify yourself as the unique bunch. Your uniqueness will always have you standing out from everybody else. And that will be the way you could actually be much more profitable in your business. I could continue talking about this night and day, and I know fitness business is something I'm passionate about, because what I'm telling you is not something from a book. I'm talking about personal life experience. I'm still in the trenches just like you. I'm walking the path just like you. I'm a fitness professional, wellness coach, just like you. And I like it. I enjoy every moment helping people transform their life with movement, nutrition, and all the other key pillars of health. But at the same time, I enjoy sharing what worked for me with other fellow colleagues. Because my big mission is to impact 1 million individuals and get them in better health. That's my goal. And I know if I impact more wellness professional, nutrition coaches, personal trainers, they could help me accelerate that process fast. I want to do this within 2 years. 2 years, very ambitious, and I know I could do it. By sharing the word and sharing what is working with me with at least 50,000 wellness professionals, we will hit 1 million people, changing 1 million lives within 2 years. Spread the word, spread the love, spread the mission, because we're in it together. I hope you have a wonderful day. It was really nice chatting with you today. There's more to come, so stay tuned for the next episode. And for now, as always, peace and success in your business.